Did you ever wanted to create your own DAX measures? With this new function, user-defined functions, it is possible. Got you interested? Stay with me until the end of this video. User-defined functions. This is a new feature, so it's in preview. The first thing we need to do is go in Files, Options, and then in Preview Features, and click in the last one, User-defined functions DAX, and click OK. If you don't have this active, it will need to restart your Power BI. If you are already activated, just follow the next steps, okay? So where do we create our user functions? Here in the DAX query view. Every function starts with the define word, okay? After that, we gonna select function and the name of the function that we want to create. In this case, I will create sum of numbers equal the variables of my calculation. In this case, it will be A and B. And then what I want to do with these variables. I want to sum A plus B. And here is just an example. Here, as you can see, we have this column with a formatting type. We can define for each variable the type of data that we want. So I can use any reference, any value, Boolean, date time, decimal, double, expression, inch, numeric, scalar, string, table, and so on. If we use this, the values will be automatically converted to this format before we create our calculation, okay? If we do not select anything, the values will be used as they are originally formatted, okay? So using the example here, I set the both variables to integer. So 10.4 plus 20.8 will be 31 because 10.4 will be 10 and 20.8 will be 21. If I remove this and run it again, it will be 31.2 because now it maintains the original formatting, okay? How can we use this in our model? Remember, this is a previous feature. It's gonna probably be different in near future, okay? So we're gonna update the model, add new function, update model. As you can see, it will only appear here in the functions. Here it is. When I go back to my dashboard, it won't appear in any table. I will need to call it by name, okay? So let's create a new measure here so we can check if it will work, okay? I want a test function, a test measure that will be the sum of numbers. That's my function. And what's going to be? It will be the sum of my sales order, sales amount, sorry, for internet sales and my sales amount for fact reseller sales, and hit enter. Okay, now let's put it in our table. As you can see, the result is the same of the original measure, total sales, that do the exactly same thing. So we know it's working. Of course, this example is just for teaching. It's a very simple one. It doesn't make any kind of sense to create a unique function like this that is just a sum of two numbers, but it's just for you to understand the power of this new functionality and how we can do it. Okay, so let's go back to our unique functions. And we have a third argument here that is called value or expression. So if I don't want to define, for example, my format type, I can put here integer, for example, and after that I can define if it's expression or value. If I don't want to define the formatting, I can use directly value or expression. Value, val, or expression, EXPR. Okay, what is this? Using val, the calculation is this: var of A equal sum of net sales, for example, var of B, that will be another sum, and then the sum of the variables. So val will return a value. It's the same thing that using variables that will return to us a single value that will be fixed. It won't respect the filter context, the other filters. It will be a static value, as all variables are. Okay? But if we use expression, we're gonna have this instead: the sum of net sales plus the sum of reseller sales. Because using expression, it will be a expression, a measure that will respect the filter context, that will respect the row context, the filters, and so on. We will mostly use expressions because what we want to do is create more complex measures with lesser work. But sometimes if you want to create a variable inside your unique function, you can define that one variable will be a unique value and the others will be expressions. You can mix them both. Okay, so val will be fixed values, will be the same behavior as a variable inside a measure, and expression will be a measure itself, a value that will respect the context filter, the context transitions, and so on. Okay, we have an example here. If I want to use, for example, value, and this expression here, sales Canada, that will have a value, okay, and this value will be a calculate value filter where my territory country is Canada. When I return my value, when I return my value, you can see that the values are exactly the same as my normal measure total sales territory. It won't respect what I'm trying to do here because I define it as a value. It won't respect the filter context. It will maintain the row context that is here. So it will evaluate the value for United States. So it will bring United States. So it will bring Canada, France, etc. It won't respect this calculate. So if I use an expression and run it, as you can see, it behaves exactly as we do in a measure. It will respect this exactly, the calculate the context transition and return only values for Canada. The other values will be blank. Okay, so these new functions, unique functions, are very powerful. They will make our work very easy. So because after we create this, we can create our own library. We can just save this in a notebook and Word and so on, and just upload it to every model that we use. With this, you can have your own personalized functions that can be applied to multiple different data models and respect always the same behavior. Pretty cool, right? I hope that you like it, and I see you guys on the next video. So, what do you guys think of today's video? Let me know all in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I see you guys on our next video.